Now we are going to go ahead and lay out our flowers. Now you could use an already designed bouquet for another version of this project, but for this project I wanted you to use your knowledge of movement, emphasis, and balance to really create a stellar bouquet that's more handmade. And those flowers come from your library. So you should have a flower text technique library, and in there you should have a variety of flowers. Now I want to say that you did collect a lot already, but you're not limited. You can always continually put more flowers in this library and use as many different flowers as you want, because you might get to a flower that you thought was stunning and would look great, and then all of a sudden you realize, ooh, I don't like that, or it's not coming out the way that I wanted it to. So the more flowers you have to choose from, the better. The way to start would be just to find the flowers that you really find interesting. And remember, these flower colors were based off of your birthday month, so there should be a good array of different values and textures that you can use. I would start with maybe a focal point, something that's more stunning and pops out to you. So I'm going to start with this one. And I'm going to say that this is not removed from the background. So I'm still going to have to use my selection tools to take away the background. Now I can use the quick select and remove or select image. But what I'm actually going to do first is I'm going to use this new contextual taskbar. You don't have to use this for every flower, but I like it because when I go over here, I can just remove my background, and it takes away all of that background that was part of the file. Now still there's some parts of the image I need to go in and edit with my layer mask later, but it did a pretty good job. So I'm gonna now select subject, and it's left out some of the stuff that it should not have grabbed before, which is good. And I'm gonna carry this over. Oops, make sure after you've removed the background, if you did from the contextual box or bar, that you are selecting from the object. Okay. And we are going to build this right now without our text on. So I'm going to just real quickly turn off the eyeball, leaving that for later until I'm ready. And I'm just going to start to compile a few flowers. The selection tools that you use are entirely up to you, as long as you're taking the background away. Keeping in mind height, keeping in mind the movement of the flowers. As you start opening things, your tabs get a little bit too crowded, so I would try closing some of these. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time finding your project. The other thing you can do is you can actually rotate. So I could take these and pivot them. You can arrange the layers, so just constantly changing which flowers go in front, which flowers go in back. The other thing I wanted to show you was the photo filter adjustment layer. This is a really nice way of changing the color of something if it needs to be a little bit deeper in color, or maybe even just a slightly different hue. So let's say I want to change this pink, because even though I like this pink, it's a little too bright for my design because I'm trying to go for more golds and browns. So I'm going to go to that layer and I'm going to come down to my adjustments and click on it. And then I'm going to go to photo filter. Now, if you want to try experimenting with these other adjustment layers, you are more than welcome to do that. I just happen to like this one. There's lots of ways to warm or cool your picture. There's also lots of ways to add different colors to your image. This one, you can specifically pick a color right from the color picker. So because I'm going for more golds and browns, I'm going to choose a color that I think would look nice laying on top of these flowers. And then I'm going to increase my density, which is going to increase the color amount that is on top. Now, something that just happened was that this adjustment layer just affected everything below it. And that is not what I want. So if I want it to only affect the immediate layer below, I right click and then I make it a clipping mask. So I've warmed it up, I've deepened my colors. I'm not going to do that to every flower, but it could create a nice contrast of colors when they're up against each other. Whether you change the flower to a brighter color or a deeper color, it's just a technique that I would suggest. All right, I want to go into my example so I can show you what we are working with. I have a lot more layers once I get done with my project, and that's what I want to show you in the next video, is how to take this and turn it into something that's ready to incorporate with the text.